but welcome back to Chronically Connected.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Chronically Connected. Welcome, new and old. Y'all, we have so much to discuss because Taryn, last time we talked, we wasn't even out of Casa yet. We hadn't even gotten through the recoupling yet. So I want to know, one, before we get into like the timeline of everything, how do you
Yes.
feel that basically Love Island has reignited around 3600 of gender wars?
Like I ain't seen movement like have this much destruction since the crack 80s. This is ridiculous. I believe that Love Island season 8 is a CIA psyop
They
meant
dropped this
to
down.
like
They
literally
did.
meant to cause wreak havoc and destruction amongst the black community. We were doing
It's
so
true.
like we were doing so fine. We just got out of like we had Juneteenth,
I
like we like the
know.
Obama Center open. We the BET Awards was this weekend. Like we were
Like we was having fun. We was
you
having fun.
know,
We was unified.
hello. Michael B just won the Oscar. What happened?
Girl, and it's so interesting because I think like, well, from what I'm hearing a lot, because everybody was like, seeing all the hype from last season, and people are like, okay, I'm gonna start watching with my girl, or like, like me and the boys gonna start watching, and I feel like that dynamic has just, I don't know, it just kind of has turned into something because baby, when I tell you, it don't matter what social media platform, Threads, TikTok, Twitter. Like whole house mad.
Every
Everybody is
Facebook.
fighting.
The aunties and mothers is over there arguing about it.
Everybody's fighting. Like everybody is fighting. And I just think like, whoa, like, I mean, I'm still having a good time because you already know, like, spare mess. I'm here for the mess. But like
Hmm.
we it's getting real dangerous. It's
I
getting
don't
real
think I yeah,
dangerous.
I don't think I wanted this kind of mess. Especially and we just were talking about this before we went live.
Mhm.
This is such a young cast. I
Yeah.
feel like within the past like few years we've had especially like women on the
Hmm.
cast who've skewed a little bit like later mid to later 20s,
Yeah.
but like
Hmm.
we're seeing a lot of them are 22, 23. I think Amora is
21.
21,
Yes.
and it's just like there is a different dynamic that happens when you do have a cast that is this young, and
Yeah.
especially predominantly women who are this young. I think they had like Sean was 29 and Bryce of
Yeah.
course is 29, but it's just
Yeah.
like that gap I don't think can be ignored um when talking about like the reactions this
Right.
season and
Yeah.
and what we're seeing and kind
Yeah.
of like
Hmm.
how things are playing out.
Yeah. I think I think it's just the dynamics are really changing. And I think yesterday was just like, okay, like they're like, we're divided. It's so many people divided. Like people are genuinely like pissed off.
Yeah.
Like people
And
are
yesterday
genuinely
was
like
movie
going
night for
together.
those who aren't
Yes.
caught up.
Yes. Like we had movie night. So I want to talk about our general thoughts because a lot happened since we last talked. And like we gotta talk about the core four one deciding to stay loyal to their
Hmm.
men. Like I was very shocked that like everybody stayed loyal. I wasn't really shocked at Trinity because like
Right.
Brinity.
Right.
But Kata and Zach, I kind of saw it coming, but like
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, now to my surprise, I was surprised that Melanie did not pick Corey because I thought she was going to. Like her cussing out Sincere was like, okay, this is cute, but I felt like you could have kept Corey and cussed out Sincere.
Yeah.
And then with Anaya deciding to stay loyal to Casey, like I really wanted her to pick Carl.
The
And
core four are so in sync,
yeah,
and like I like their friendship, but it's sometimes it's to a fault,
mhm,
because um I think that a lot of the energy, especially with especially with Melanie and Anaya going last after,
mhm,
After Trinity and Kata.
mhm,
I don't know. And maybe this might be a reach for Melanie. I do think that she was always gonna pick Sincere, because
mhm.
she really does like that man. Like
I
I
she
don't
does.
I don't know why she continues to like him after he lies in her face day in and day out, like literally like he's just drinking water. But yeah, and then I also think so I love Anaya. I want my girl to be a bit more grounded in how she views relationship, because I think that she saw her girls get chose. They
Mhm.
men came back single. I think that did sway it a little bit. I
Mhm.
also think that she didn't follow that
Her gut. She didn't
gut
listen to her gut.
reaction of
Yeah.
like, okay, like I do need to like move on. And in a way, she was playing it safe because Carl is new. Carl is not someone that she, like knows, like he's unfamiliar. And even though she liked him, I think that fairy tale that she wants, like she's a lover girl,
Yeah.
and I understand that,
Mhm.
I've been there, and
Mhm.
especially you're thinking about how much you miss this man. You're thinking about how, the times that
Mhm.
he's reassured you, and you're not thinking that you're about to be, totally blindsided in a way. So
Mhm.
I understood like her, playing it safe in picking KC, but also at the same time, I kind of wanted to again just be like, girl, Trinity was trying to tell you.
I know they ain't phone us in, Taryn, but I think because I feel like Anaya really genuinely liked Casey. Like I think she really liked him. And I feel like you said, she's a lover girl and that like fantasy. Like I feel like in her mind, she's like, you know what, maybe he's gonna prove me wrong. And when he walks in here alone, like everything's gonna be okay. And unfortunately, and she said it, she was like, y'all all told me, she was like, I was wrong, like you proved me wrong. Like I was being delusional, da 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 da. And I don't think she was being necessarily delusional. I think she was trying to be optimistic and
Yeah.
like I think a lot of us be like, okay, like I'm just gonna hold out hope. And I feel like, it just had to be the hard way. Like it was just the hard way. And I felt so bad watching her cry. Like it was really, really sad. Like and then I felt like it got sad and then it just the tension turned up so much, Taryn. Like I don't know about you. I thought we was coming to blows in that villa. Like, I still think we coming to blows in the
I don't think
villa.
Peacock gonna allow that. I don't think Peacock gonna allow that. Oh my god, it was so much. And I have like such complicated feelings around this. And this is again what I was talking about when I was saying like everybody is so young.
Mhm.
Um, because this felt like, oh, y'all, none of y'all frontal lobe is like completely like closed, shut, fully formed. Because it just like overall, like I think it was just childish. And it's not that I like expected anything necessarily different, but it was more so just like, okay, like I remember that. I remember being
Mhm.
so hurt at, blindside rejection that, my girls like see me hurt and want to
Mhm.
pop off just like off rip,
Right.
like not even like processing like, you know what's really going on. I think one of my issues, like I had a few issues, but like I know Trinity loves to go up for her girls. I think that it was very self-centered of her to bring up her issue about with Casey about what he said about Bryce in her at that moment when it was about Anaya. And I know that like she was just going off of like the heat of the moment. But I'm just like, let's focus on this right here. Like, and your girl is hurt,
Mhm.
like it's not about you. But I also like, I also know that again, these people are very young and just like, you know what,
Mhm.
actually I do have beef with you. So let me squash it right now. Since we whacking you, let's whack you right now.
Right. And I feel like I think in that situation, because even like, okay, so Bryce telling Trinity that like Bryce went and told because like he was like he felt some type of way. And I think again, nobody's articulating well. I think in that moment, I think because Casey was like, oh, I would have been pissed off if me and I was the top four, because like we the only ones who've been like consistent, da 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 da. And so I think what Trinity was trying to ask is like, okay, you felt like you were being so y'all were being so consistent, y'all was locked in, but how when you get into Casa, you're like, oh, I had this such great connection with TT, like, and that just broke y'all up within 3 days. I think that's what she was trying to say. And then
Okay. The communication on this season is
it's,
really just
it's bad. Like it's bad. I feel like that's
like
what she
even
was.
Casey wasn't able to like he he could have came in there with TT and not removed himself from
Thank you.
like
Thank
I
you.
think that like the speech is what like was
It's
just like the most like hold on
Yeah,
like Miss Crabs
because
me.
because Casey, and as we saw yesterday, Casey does not, he lets people talk for him. Like he be letting a lot of people speak on his behalf when it's like you have the floor. You
But I
can
think
say
he
what you
doesn't. I
want.
think he's so non-confrontational that he doesn't know. Like I
And
feel like it's a trauma response for him to laugh during serious moments, and
mhm.
then when things get too serious, he isn't able to like communicate at all.
But
And
I
I'm just like,
also but I also feel like it's like, Casey, I'm sorry, boo, but if you about to be sitting here talking behind Anaya back and saying all this stuff behind everybody back, like, and you get confronted about it, like, you gonna have to answer for that. Like, I don't know if you forgot that, like, you are being filmed and like these clips are gonna come out. These clips are gonna come out regardless, whether we have movie night or not.
yeah,
Everybody is gonna see it. It's like you was gonna have to answer for that. And I feel like Casey be like real like he be like, oh, I wasn't expecting y'all to be coming at me like this. And it's like, well, Casey, like, you saying all this stuff, and on top of that, I think him like giving Anaya that farewell speech was just
hmm
like, it was like, why do you think she's going home? Like, why do you think she's going home? Like, he was just so
yeah,
ready to just be like, all right, that's it. And okay, and in regards to TT, because I feel like I get it. Like, it's like when people are coming at you and like it's just a lot going on in the heat of the moment. You like everybody's on defense, and I feel like with TT, it's like, okay, you wanted to defend Casey, fine, but Casey can also speak for himself. That's one. And two, it's like I do feel like they were talking to Casey. And I feel like the whole like, but I'm talking to you. It's like when we getting all defensive like that, like it's like we got like that we gotta be level headed,
yeah.
y'all.
I
And it's
think,
like we not level headed right now.
yeah, I think nobody was level-headed, right? Because it's like, you know, so a Casey made that speech out of like the bitterness and resentment
Absolutely.
that he
Hmm.
felt because again he looked at Ariana Madix and was like, nobody picked me that day
With
one.
that eye. He was like, you feel me?
You know, and like I do like, I get it. I get it. Rejection hurts, but at the
Mhm.
same time, like we have to like move on from that. But what I didn't necessarily I didn't like how any of the conversation went, honestly, because like even the fact that you know, like when multiple people are like yelling at you and demanding answers and you just not quick with it, like we know like
Yeah.
Casey is not quick with
Yeah.
like figuring out because so one thing that I did was go back and look at some of their old scenes, and what I realized was how do I want to put this. KC hasn't lived life that much. And
Hmm.
he said so in like early episodes. And
Hmm.
I think that in a lot of ways, we see that he probably has been coddled. And a lot of that probably has been from Black women in his life. The same Black women that he did find comfort and saw TT in. I think that, I do think that him and TT are way more compatible than him and Anaya, but that's like neither here or there. Obviously,
Hmm.
he went about it the wrong way. But I think that like the freedom and self exploration that he's searching for, he's not realizing because I don't think that he's done it in such a I mean, obviously, Love Island is like a very specific experience, but like, I
Right.
don't think he's done it in a way that really like demands that he does like that self exploration
Yeah.
and like sees like, okay,
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
does come at a cost, and
Right.
like other
Mhm.
people are,
Right.
you know, like impacted
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
your own exploration. So you have
Mhm.
to like have that emotional
Right.
intelligence about it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's he doesn't articulate himself well all the time, and then there's a sense of like, I think that, and we talked about this last episode, I
Hmm.
think Casey is realizing that he is not being himself. And even from looking at like him looking at those clips last night, he was disappointed in
He
himself. He was
was.
very disappointed in himself because like, you're not being yourself. Like, you are trying to put on like, it's like a mix of like you trying to combat your insecurities, but then you're also trying to like, have that ego and pump up your chest because it's like it's still Love Island. You supposed to be doing your big one.
And
It's
impress the
like, and
boys.
impress the boys. And it's like it's a culmination of all of that. And it's like, I think when it comes to like him arguing and like him getting into these arguments, like he comes in like trying to like pump up his chest. And like you see when we had our the cake challenge, and he was telling Kay to like sit your ass down. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's
But it's
like you
like you
try to,
can't really back that
yeah,
up.
it's like you try to assert yourself and be like, oh, like y'all not finna talk to me like this, but it's
But
like you're
that's not
not.
you.
That's not you. That's not you. And I think with all the discourse that like everybody is trying to like do this whole like Team KC, Team Anaya thing, like I think also people are not realizing like y'all at the beginning of the show, everybody really liked KC. We was literally saying
Yeah.
how like, oh my god, like KC about to be so funny, like he about to like that's about to be my client. It's like as the time go on, it's like you not being yourself, boo. Like you not being yourself, and it's like it's coming back to bite you. Like you're not being yourself. That recoupling was just like okay, like KC, you could have been, and that's the thing. It's like there should have been respect on everybody's end. Like we all should have been respectful. But Casey, it's like you should have been transparent from the beginning. You should have been transparent. And on top of that, I was seeing people saying, like, yeah, like y'all could have just been a friend couple if you didn't really want to be in a couple with Anaya. Like
Yeah.
y'all could have just
But
been
I think he did
friends.
want to be in a couple with
I think
Anaya.
he did, but that's what
That's
I'm
the
saying.
thing.
That's the thing. It's like I think they did genuinely like each other, and it's like, well, you can't be upset that like Anaya is upset that because you have literally told everybody
Hmm.
that like, oh, you're saying one thing to her, but you're like, I don't think I got nothing in common with Anaya, and like I feel like everything's an argument. I feel da da da, and it's like, why are you not saying this to her face? And then
Yeah.
when it comes to TT, I do feel like I'm like, okay, I see that they like each other. I feel like
Hmm.
with TT, the issue was like her saying like you're a little girl. It's like, whoa, like
Yeah, that was a
like,
bit
yeah,
much.
like that was a
That
bit
was a bit
much.
much.
It was
I
like, whoa,
that was a lot. I'm glad that we saw that get resolved like
yeah.
immediately the next
Mm-hmm.
day, because what
Mm-hmm.
I haven't liked is how people have been vilifying TT, and like
Yeah, the
the
AI memes.
and it's been like very like misogynoir like filled rhetoric about TT trying to like pull old records
I
like I guess
know.
alleged records
Yeah.
of incidents that
Mm-hmm.
happened when she was 17, and it feels like when like when the media does that thing when a black person gets into any kind of like
Yeah.
kerfuffle, and it's like,
Hmm.
oh well, he has weed charges from
Yeah,
2000, and it's
exactly.
just like,
Mm-hmm.
y'all, let's not do that.
Yeah.
This really ain't that. We can
Right.
critique that TT was buck
Yes.
and like could have handled that very very differently, while also still realizing like, okay, like it's cool. I also don't like how people have been comparing TT with Anaya, because it feels like they're trying to use two black women stereotypes
Mm-hmm.
to like
Yes.
the hyper
Oh
version
my
or like the
God.
Jezebel. Like it
Taryn. I
I hate it so much because
yeah.
y'all are calling TT easy just because like they clicked, and it's just like, no, we don't like how KC went about it, but at the same
Mhm.
time y'all are sitting here acting like acting like it's a crime for somebody to feel like
Right.
home with
Yeah.
somebody or feel comfortable with somebody, because Anaya
Mhm.
felt comfortable with Carl, but we didn't give that energy to Carl, obviously.
I think also like I think we're just in a time like all these archetypes, like people trying to bring in like, oh, like this bubbly black girl, or like, oh, like this, like the suburban black girl, or this like the calling TT ghetto. And I'm like, y'all, I'm like, this is not the premise of the show. Like, I don't think we need to be trying to like put all these archetypes on these girls and like trying to like, because either way it can get anti-black, and we've
Yeah.
seen that. Like it's getting anti-black either way, and it's like
Especially
that's
because
not
we
the.
already on Colorist Island. Like,
Yeah, like that's not the point of it. That's not the point of what we're supposed to be talking about. It's like, yes, like we can dissect like, oh, they shouldn't have, like we should TT shouldn't have called Trinity a little girl, or we should all be handling this different. But like to go on this like anti-black route, and like we trying to like be like, oh well, TT is just a ghetto hood rat, and Anaya's not, she's whitewashed and all of this. It's like, hey, we're losing the plot.
yeah,
That recoupling was, I was out of breath because it was a lot going on.
it
But
was
I
so
will say,
much.
after that recoupling, I think Melanie gave one of the best speeches to Anaya. That was a heartfelt
I
moment
have so
because
much more respect for Melanie because she has been, we've seen the glimmer
mm,
leave her eyes
mm,
because of Sincere's lies, right?
mhm,
Um, and it's just like, my girl deserves so much better. Every
she does.
man in Casa told her that she deserves so much
Yeah,
better. When she got
yeah,
up there and chose Sincere and cussed him out,
yeah.
obviously, like it could have had more bite if she went back with Corey, like you said. But I
Mhm.
do think that Melanie, one thing that viewers have clocked is that she has a semicolon tattoo.
Oh yeah.
And that, I think, in a lot of ways informed how she was able to show up for Anaya while
Hmm.
Anaya was having that panic attack. Because
Right.
like that definitely was a panic attack. Like
Yeah.
I saw Anaya and I was like, girl, get up.
I
Like
felt so bad. I was
you
like,
like you have to get up. You
yeah,
cannot give into those thoughts because I know
and
that
give them
like
the
it was that guilt
satisfaction.
and I
Yeah.
know it was that like, okay, like I am so dumb, I'm stupid, I'm
Hmm.
gullible. And
Hmm.
it's just like, girl, you have to, like, regardless of anything, you have to get up. And I'm so glad that Melanie got her up
Yes.
because that was extremely hard to watch.
It was bad, and I think it just also goes back to like just in life in general, with like us like being like people being in their 20s and just growing up, like we gotta let, like you gotta let the shame go. Like don't feel shameful. you
Got
put
to.
your you put your heart out there for a reason. You did that for a reason. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about putting your heart out there. And it's like, you can, and I get it, like don't give them the satisfaction, like cause I don't know, and that's why I'm not on Love Island, because like I don't know what I would do if I'm over here crying,
Oh, baby, I would
and
crash
then
out.
and then everybody's laughing at me. I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have the composure, like Melanie said. Like I don't have that composure. And
Yeah,
so I think like, yeah, like it was just really sad. And it's just like, I get it. And as we could see, I think the production and America saw it, of like, we got to bring back Carl, cuz like this
got
ain't
to. Got
happening.
to. I
This
also
ain't
think Carl
happening.
is Carl is more of Anaya's speed because he is predictable and Anaya is a Virgo.
Okay.
And
That's a
if
Virgo.
she's a Virgo, and we know Virgos like structure, they like
Hmm.
order, and they like
Hmm.
things to be, a certain way. And
Right.
I think that like Carl is able to deliver on that.
Hmm.
And I mean, it's still very early.
Yeah.
Obviously we're going to see if Cross admitted that he had a little bit of a wall up because
Right.
like, you could see the hurt in his eye from the rejection as well. Which I don't think I've ever seen a bombshell, like a Casa bombshell, like nearly tear up at a
I
recoupling
Cause
like
that could,
that.
baby, cause that was hard to watch when he was talking about it's okay, Anaya. Cause it was just like, I think all of us were like, damn, like I felt really bad, cause she just felt so, that shame, like she just felt
Yeah,
very full of shame. And I also
Yeah.
I wanna get into this because that next day, I think Anaya production was setting the scene up. Anaya was like realizing in real time, and I was realizing for her, like, girl, the your dude's friends are not your friends, because I did not like that. Anaya was being so vulnerable with Zach and sincere, and she's like, I just don't feel beautiful here. I don't da da da. And I'm like, they are not your friends. And clearly we saw that later, because I'm like, Zach, and we gonna get on Zach.
Hmm.
Because them trying to be like, no, but he said this and he said that. I'm like, y'all also aren't being honest, because even at the recoupling, when she was talking about, I really like KC because da da da, it showed pan the camera. All the boys were like, and it's like, y'all are not being honest with her, but y'all supposed to be friends. Everybody's supposed to be friends in here. We all supposed to be a family. But it's like, y'all aren't treating me like that. Like, y'all are looking me in my face and omitting information and not being honest. It's like, if you was really my friend, then you would be honest. But it's like, no, because it's like, y'all are homeboys with KC. Y'all
Yeah.
gonna have KC back. Y'all not gonna have my back. And we clearly saw that with the rest of the events that happened
This
tonight.
is this is a very okay. This is a very controversial take. Um, I believe. I mean, everybody, all the boys are liars, right?
For sure.
Um, I do think that like I hate how he expresses his truth. Um, but I do believe that like Casey is one of the least egregious when it comes to liars. I think that he has not been transparent because there's a difference
Yeah.
between transparency and honesty,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I
Mm-hmm.
think that as he has received or understood information,
Mm-hmm.
he's tried to communicate it. And unfortunately, again, because he is not the most effective communicator, that has like been seen as like him being dishonest when it's like, okay, actually, Bryce was going over there and being dishonest about what you said about him and Trinity, which
Mm-hmm.
caused the beef between you and Trinity, right? And yeah, I think that his issue, obviously, like, he needs to be more transparent, but I think his issue more so is understanding that like he doesn't have to put on that hyper masculinity,
Absolutely.
understanding that he needs to be, because like he was cold with Anaya. There's no reason why you shouldn't have gone up to her afterwards. I understand, you felt attacked. The next morning after things cooled down, I expected him to go up and like talk to her, right?
Absolutely.
Um, but it's also like, you know, I think he's a little scared. I know
Yeah.
I respect that he doesn't like want to be called a coward, because I do think that like, that was a little harsh. But like even at movie night, I believe that he did not get up because he was trying to be an aggressor. I think that he stood up because he wasn't being heard. Um, and yeah, like I think that there is so much room for growth there. And like this is me speaking as like a 30 something year old auntie that like just wants the best for both of these people as individuals to like go off and thrive, because they both have so much to work on. I'm just like, it really hurt my heart to see Anaya crying. It hurt my heart to see Casey attacked in or berated in that way at movie night. It hurt my heart. I mean, it was, since we talking about movie night, it hurt my heart to see Melanie so
Shut down.
small,
Yeah.
and I
Mhm.
think that's why it's like it's been so hard for me to watch, because I am looking at this from a like, damn, I've been in every one of these positions.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, for sure. I think like now, especially because like we about to wrap up the show. Like the season about to be
It's
over
about
in
to
a
be
week.
over.
It's about to be over, and it's like I don't feel any type of love. I actually think I'm telling. Bryce, Trinity, put their name on the check. Just go ahead and put their name on the check. I know
Cause
that
they got it. They got it. Give it to
I
them. They
know that
boyfriend
they're the
girlfriend now.
winners.
Give it to them.
Like
We
I know
finally
that
got.
they're
We finally got a date. We finally
yeah,
got a date out of this season.
we finally got a date. And on top of that, it's just a lot of tension. Even like just segueing, girl, we got to get Megan the Stallion back. Hallelujah for that. But my girl
Yo,
want
did we not summon that?
we did that. Thank you, Peacock. Send us, if y'all want to send a residual or something like that. But they had my girl walking into all types of tension. I said, oh my God, I know Megan was like, walk into? Like, what did I walk into? Because it was so tension was so high. Like that whole like we spraying people, we throwing cakes, and I think again when it comes to just like how everybody be talking to each other, I think the issue is like again Casey be trying to like pump up his chest at certain moments, but it's like you're not like that. Like you're not like that. And it's like I think also just like if you would have just owned up to it and pulled an eye immediately, like I'm sorry, I'm sorry that I was being disrespectful. I'm sorry that I da 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 da. I feel like that could have went so far. That could have took him so
It
so
could have.
so
It
far,
could have. I'm
and you
just.
didn't.
What I want to know is the order in which they showed the clips during movie night because it seemed as though Casey's clips were the maybe Casey and Anaya's clips. I'm forgetting, but definitely Sincere's clip was shown before
I was
that moment
absolutely shown first. Yeah, that
because
was they showed that
because we
first.
see that streak in Melanie's
Hmm.
face, and
Hmm.
I like I am curious. I am curious how much that played into the heat that they gave him versus Sincere, because what Sincere did was far more egregious.
And you know what?
That was
Mhm.
insane. Him like the him calling Melanie beloved, then immediately calling Soul beloved, him saying the same day to Melanie, I'm not going to pursue Soul, then literally spending hours in soul ties with Saul. I'm like, this man is diabolical.
Absolutely.
And
And he has
the only
said.
like real like cuss out he's gotten is from Melanie.
But I think also, I think with that, because I will say when we got to the clips, right? Baby, they emptied the clip out on KC. I feel like in that moment, Anaya was very calm. Like I was actually very shocked at how calm Anaya was when we got to that first round of clips because like we got to the grandma comment, we got to,
Yeah.
and Anaya was a little bit composed. I think the issue was, and again, we're gonna get to Zach. Zach was the one when they showed Carl and Anaya's clips. Zach was the one who brought up that double standard
Zach should have shut up.
conversation.
Zach should have shut
Zach
his mouth.
Zach put the battery on all the boys' backs
Zach should have shut his mouth.
of being like, oh, this is a double standard. And again, Sincere wanted to jump in, and I wasn't appreciating that because again, that's how I'm like, I could see Anaya was hurt because like Sincere, we just had a whole Kiki session earlier in the day when I told you that me and Carl had kissed. You was all happy, da 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 da. But it's like you got all this mouth and telling us to shut up and all of that. And it's like,
Sincere
no,
literally told them to shut up.
it's like it's not a double standard because what Casey was being very mean. Like he was being
Yeah.
mean about it. And the only reason Anai was like, I should put myself first was because the boys were being live streamed.
Yeah.
I'm not understanding why the everybody wants to act so obtuse and it's like every action has a reaction. That is why that this whole montage everybody the double standard thing, Zach was the one who started all of that, and on top of that there really is no double standard
And
because
Zach should have got whacked more so because like you lied by omission, my boy. You
exactly that's
literally
what everybody is doing. And
like
Kate is like all of y'all could cuss out each other right here. she
Kata
was
was
she was
downloading. She
doing
was
a
like,
ton. She
how am
was
I really
like
gonna get into this?
she was like
Um,
wait.
because Zach, you led Kata on into thinking that your choice was just like, okay, I chose
Mhm.
you over her. No, you couldn't choose her
Exactly.
because she was racist and they sent her
Exactly.
home.
Exactly.
And so it's just like, again, I'm just like, it baffles me that like these women still choose these men. Like it really baffles me that Kata is still with Zach. And obviously she didn't know that, that
Mhm.
movie night is revealing a lot for everyone. But like I'm just like, huh? Like what are
Yeah.
we doing?
Like
And
a
I
very
had to go back and watch season 6 again, that
mhm.
recoupling ceremony, because I mean, Serena, before she even saw Cordell walk in with old girl, she saw, I guess, the evidence of like him humping on
Yeah.
her and was like, I
Mhm,
choose
mhm.
myself. I'm gonna be single. And I want
Right,
these ladies to know that like that is an option
right.
here. You don't have to stay, you don't have to stay committed here. Like you can explore. And the
Mhm.
trap that we've been in since day one on this island is that it has become Married Island, and it has
Yeah.
become like, you know, these women unfortunately censoring the men in their experience. And it has come back to bite, which is why I'm always like, young girls, like, center yourself.
Mhm,
Regardless, of course, you got to be a little bit of a pick me to go on a reality dating show, but like
mhm.
center yourselves, especially as Black women, because these shows are humiliation rituals for us.
Absolutely. And on top of that, I think we say it time and time again. They do not put enough black people on this villa. So it's like we are all trying if you are a black woman who likes black men, of course you're gonna go, y'all we're probably all gonna be going for the same black man because it's only one of them on here. So which is like that's a bigger conversation in itself
Yeah,
because it's like Peacock, you're not giving the girls
yeah,
what they need like that, like it's not enough options, it's not enough
yeah,
options.
yeah,
And I think like when it comes to all of that, it's like what can we do. I
yeah,
think when it comes to, I will say before movie night, I really did enjoy like the closure conversation that Casey and I had because I felt like we was finally wrapping the bow up. But also I have to get them again just because when she talked to Kenzie and she was like, and Kenzie asked Anaya how their conversation with Casey went. She said, I think it went well. I feel like, I think we finally like, we realized like we're not good for each other. I'm happy he's with TT. Case closed. When they asked KC how his conversation with Anaya went, he immediately was like, it went all right. I feel like I couldn't really get a fucking word out. Da 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 da.
yeah.
It's like I don't understand why it needs to be so much animosity. And
I
I
mean,
don't
I
think
think that was just his frustration, like that. I think that was his honesty. And I don't like how it is coming out. I don't like,
mhm,
I think that he needs to learn how to express himself differently. Like,
absolutely.
point
Cause it's
blank,
like,
period. I just think that, like, unfortunately, like, unfortunately his frustration in that moment specifically like was just like not a shining moment. I think he forgets that he's on camera and has like, and like says stuff like in a very unfiltered way, and it's just like, okay, you don't have to be like that, dog.
I
Like
know
you don't have to say so she can get off my dick. Like, I promise you,
somebody
she's not on your dick right now. She's not on your
somebody
dick right now. Like,
somebody literally was like, did production tell Casey that they stopped filming
yeah.
because the way that mouth be moving?
I think, yeah, and I really feel like in those moments, like he just forgets that he's filming, and
Yeah.
it's just like, therapy works wonders. But it's also like, I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to move on to White Mess because be, because
Because
there's so much of it, and Kenzie seems to be at the center of all of it.
can I say this? And I've said this just so my friends just kikiing. Kenzie is having a hot girl summer. I do not think
Oh,
Kenzie came here for a boyfriend. I think Kenzie came for a hot girl summer. And I just feel like also like, well, girl, you could have dated, you could have just had fun dating like outside of this. Like if like, cause baby, the way Kenzie is moving, again, like we said, the show about to be over. Everybody
yeah,
should be realistically, everybody should be like getting their clothes off. It's asking boyfriend, girlfriend, all of that. Like it should be multiple people doing that. And like I just feel like Kinsey is back in like we're back in another love triangle. Blonde
yeah.
on blonde
Yeah, Kenzie is
crime.
always going to be at the center of a love triangle, which is crazy. I mean, obviously, when they came back for Casa, like Corbin picked Parmita, which It's
Oh,
crazy. Those bird for brains are meant for each other. Like that is like
they
perfect.
are.
That is the perfect pair. I'm like, if there's any chemistry like rating on here, like they got it. They are the most meant for each other out of all the couples on this show. And God bless them. I
God
don't have
bless them.
anything for them. And
They're closed off.
Kenzie picked Dylan, but we also see that she is trying to see what's up with Gaul, who
Yeah.
is with Jen, who's supposed to be her best friend. And it's just like,
Yeah.
Kenzie, you really are a snake dog. Like you're
And Jen called
sneaky.
it. And Jen called it. She said, "Girl, if we was in the real world, I would not be your friend. Like, I do not like how you're moving." And I mean, like, that's valid. Like, that's valid
Yeah.
because it's like Kenzie, like you, like I thought you wanted to be with Dylan. Dylan literally, like, you wanted that, and it's just like. What is going on? And then on top of that, I feel like with Gaul trying to break things off with Jen, he really didn't give her a real explanation. Like he was just
Gaul
trying
is a
to pull
POS.
he was trying to pull stuff out of thin air,
He don't
being
know. He
like
just wanted to
what?
explore Kenzie. Like I really feel like he just wanted to see what was up with that. And they had
Yeah,
their little sneaky moment off in the speakeasy. And
yeah,
then he was like, you know what, I'm off it. I'm like, Gaul, you can go home.
yeah,
We
literally.
don't
And
need
I
you in the villa. You can actually go home. And like even with her Kenzie, she okay. She is another one who I'm like, you don't understand how your actions affect other people,
because she
right?
don't care. She do not
Because
care.
she doesn't. Because she told Dylan, who she's coupled up with, nonchalantly, like, yeah, we kissed, we were touching, and I'm just like, you made this man cry.
I know he was crying. She was rubbing his
Dylan
back.
really liked her. I did not realize how much Dylan liked her.
Me either. I was shocked. I said, "Oh," I said, "We're crying," and the way she was rubbing his back, I was like, "Kenzie, please, like Kenzie, do not care." Like she's like,
I'm like, is she getting the ick? I couldn't read her, but
I don't know. I low key think she was. I think she was getting the ick, but maybe like I said, I think Kenzie is literally just here to have fun. Like she's
yeah,
literally here to have fun. Like I don't know if she wants to like be in a relationship after this. Like I think she's genuinely here to have fun
have fun
and
and do her clam
do her
slams.
splits, do her splits, and do her splits. Like I was just
Yeah.
like, okay, but like, baby, like when I tell you, when we get to Thursday, I really want to like go to sleep and wake up so it could be Thursday because when we get to her clips, I was like,
They should have gave us an episode tonight.
they should
Like
have, they
it should
should
have.
have,
Y'all should have made an exception this Wednesday because you can't
yeah,
have movie
yeah.
night split into Tuesday and Thursday. That doesn't make any sense.
I know, but you know why? Because we gonna wrap this up here because when we got to KC's, I said, yeah, I said, dang, I forgot KC lost so much. We gotta split his videos into two parts because that whole soul montage. I said,
You
dang.
talking about sincere?
I mean, sincere.
I was
I
like,
said
wait. I was like, wait. Hold
when we
on.
got to sincere,
Yeah.
I said we have to split this up because I said we haven't even gotten to Amora yet. We
Because
have not even
Amora,
got to
okay, let's
Amora.
actually wake that up. Let's actually wake that up. Amora don't want to be in this villa. She
She
on
just
After Sun, she wiped her hands of
she was
Sincere.
over
She
it.
said, him? No. Like he actually, and we see there's a clip that they showed during After Sun in which she is literally disgusted
She was
at the
icked
game that he's
out.
throwing. And it's
She was
just
icked
like
out.
Sincere has been able to get away with so much because of his pretty privilege, because of his light skin, because he has like this smooth, like debonair, like,
Hmm.
metaphors, um, even though he don't know how to pronounce epitome,
Epitome.
epitome. And it's just like, all right, okay. Sincere, you need to actually leave. Like you need to
You
leave
need
because
to
you're
leave.
actually the real danger to the island because
Because
the amount of people who the amount of women who
yeah,
you objectified and only seen as like plot
part of it.
lines to
Yeah,
your story is
yeah.
dangerous, and that is like one of the like most like peak misogynistic things that I've
Absolutely.
seen this season. It's
Absolutely.
so dirty, it's so nasty, it's so duplicitous, and Sincere is just like, I don't know, I don't even know if like I can't even see a redemption arc for him this late in the game.
Because he be lying, and the fact that he like has said this, he said this twice, and I don't know how, like, and we that's just because what they shown on camera. He said this twice, that he be like, I be telling half the truth. He told that to the confessional, and he told that to the boys, that he be telling half the truth, because it's like the way that you be lying, like that's the problem. Like, you do not be telling the truth, you're not honest, and you running the same game on everybody. Like, the
The
fact, like,
same
this
game.
is the same game. Like, you are literally doing the
The
same
sign language thing with
formula.
Amora, and then immediately
Literally,
after with Melanie.
you're doing the same formula. Like, you are not even creative with it. And it's just like, that's a problem. Like, and that's why it's like Melanie feels so like drained. And on top of that, everybody was silent watching his clips. Like, because it was just like, dang, sincere, like, that's how you get down. And
Melanie
it's
was
just
in my
like,
dream last night, and I feel like my subconscious was trying to communicate with
you were
her because
trying
I
to
know she be
talk to
dreaming. Because I know she be dreaming. I feel like I was trying to tell her, baby, run, you in danger,
her.
girl.
Baby,
Like,
run.
Cause
Baby,
because like when we
run.
get down to it, and I love how the girls like showed up for her in that moment, like,
Mhm, mhm.
and invalidated her again. Like, I really like her and Anaya's friendship has really been
It's so beautiful.
a silver lining in like this
Yes.
shitstorm that we've seen. And like, I just know that after movie night, Melanie is gonna wake up.
I
Like,
think
I
she
have
is.
so much faith in that.
I do too, cause like she just looked really drained, because it's like
Mhm.
this was literally like confirmation, like Sincere just be lying. And on top of that, I
Mm.
think the overall issue is Sincere is very cocky, because he's like, I be lying, but like, where's Melanie gonna go? I know Melanie. I know
Yeah.
Melanie. Like, she knows where home is. Like, he's so confident that she is not gonna go anywhere. And I think Melanie is like,
Girl.
that's offensive. You think I'm stupid.
Now, why would Anaya say, "I think Melanie is your person"?
I know. I was like, girl, that's a threat.
I said,
That's a
I
threat.
thought y'all were friends.
That's a threat. That was a threat. That
I
was a
said, I thought
threat.
y'all were friends. I also think that like their dynamic now, like I'm curious to see how Anaya and Sincere's dynamic changes as friends in the villa, because it's just like you can't see your friend's man do her like that and
Oh
still
my
be buddy
God.
buddy with him.
And me and my sister were talking about this, because it's like, well, this villa is really psychological warfare, because like we all be in this villa thinking we all a family, but in the real world, if my friend was talking to me about how her boyfriend keep lying to her, I'm also gonna cuss her boyfriend out. I'm gonna be like, your boyfriend sucks, you need to break up with him.
That's why Trinity has been moving like she's been
But
moving.
because
She's
we're
been
all in
going
this
off of that code.
because we're all in this villa, and we're all supposed to be a family, and we all like have these chats with each other, I don't really care about these chats. If you doing my friend dirty, I'm not your friend. and
Yeah.
and and that's why I'm like, Anaya, baby, you need to wake up, because it's like, these boys are not your friend, they're KC's friends, and they are clearly showing that, because they're not telling you the truth. Nobody gave her a heads up. And so it's like, Anaya, you can't be friends with KC. I mean, with Sincere no more,
Sincere. Hmm.
because like the way he be lying, the way he literally be lying, and everybody was just like, I
Yeah.
don't, yeah. And
Like
again,
everybody felt it. Like it
and
was so
it
like
was bad. It was bad.
yeah.
And on top of that, I forgot they don't be playing music, so it was just like hearing just pure silence, and Sincere is just like running his game, and we haven't even scratched the surface. We haven't even gotten to Casa yet. It's
Whew.
bad. I'm very.
Yeah.
I'd be scared to go to sleep in that villa. I would be like super, super. I'd be like, oh my God, like, I don't think anybody's gonna survive tonight.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I think everybody is gonna be sleeping. All the girls gonna be in soul ties, just having
Everybody
a
just
slumber
doing a
party.
pallet assault time.
They honestly, the boys need to let them have the beds. Hey, the boys can
Yeah, they need to go
go
sleep. Go sleep. On by the pool, all of that. Y'all can sleep out
all
there.
over, right, all over,
It
all
be
over.
hot. It be hot. It be hot in
Let
PG.
these girls have their beds, and because
Have they
y'all all have
beds.
showed y'all asses.
A bad,
Um,
bad.
who else do we care about? I mean, Gaul is trying to
Um,
talk to Amora. I think they both should just go home.
I
Not
think
because
they
I don't
should
like
too.
Amora, but
No, I
because
want Gaul to get away from him. But don't try to talk to her. Like,
he
no.
needs to, like, yes, and I
With
know
his
Amora is just over it.
with his porn stash. I can't with his porn stash. I can't. I can't with the porn stash.
He's
Um,
gross. He's
Jaden
gross.
Jaden and Caleb, vanilla. Jaden don't even like Caleb like that, so they finna go home. Parmita,
Boy, snooze
Pa-
fast.
Parmita and Corbin are closed off. Hello,
What like, huh?
hello. I
There's,
guess
you know what? But you know what? There's nothing going on.
it
There
like
like there's
it's.
nothing going on.
I told you they be sharing the same singular brain cell.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
and sometimes, sometimes one has most of it, the other time,
yeah,
yeah.
they swap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's exactly what happens.
yeah. Kenzie and Dylan, that's gonna be chopped. Jen and Gall chopped.
You think it's gonna be chop chop for real?
I think it's gonna be chopped because in that preview and Dylan was like, I feel like I'm watching what happened yesterday.
You know what? He did say that.
I said
Yeah.
it's chopped. I think
How
it's
old is Dylan?
chopped.
He's 27.
I think he's 27. I think
Yeah.
he's 27. Yeah, I was like chopped.
I am always going to advocate for it. If they do this again, and I mean Peacock has like a predominantly like early 20s cast again next season, I might have to respectfully bow out, because I don't think I can do that. I need to watch people who have that frontal lobe formed,
Mhm.
because I just feel like I'm watching my little brothers and little sisters, and I'm
It's a
just
bunch of kids.
baby,
Like
please, no.
that.
Like, this is like ingrained in your digital footprint
I
forever,
know.
right?
I know. And I think that's the thing. I think that's really the thing. It's like I think everybody's moving like, hey, y'all know we on camera, right? Like we're all on camera. This is going to be brought up again. But
You know
again,
what though? After Melanie took her 10, she was fine.
she was fine.
She beat the hood of allegations. She beat
She
the hood
was
of allegations.
and as we saw, because Anaya telling her like, oh, like you don't have to put on a show if you don't want to, like. So I think she really like reflected on that. Like I think she really was like, okay, let me like for real, calm down. Like
And like
let me be
more of
calm.
that kind of early 20, if we gonna do
Right,
that.
right.
If we
Like,
really gonna do that.
but I will
And
say, I
also, can
thought
they take a literacy test before they enter the villa? Can we
because
start implementing?
because
Let's
why
bring back the Scantron.
why Jen said come promise. I was like, is she trying to be funny?
Compromise, between Compromise and Epitome, and what old girl said,
Oh,
what's
you talking about when TT was like, we like Romeo and Juliet, and everybody was like, girl, do y'all know?
I
we
said,
have-
baby, you don't know Shakespeare. I wasn't even
I said, oh
talking
my
about
god.
that,
I
but
said,
that's another example. But when she was like, oh, we can just unclose it, open,
I
talking
said,
about Parmita and Corbin
Corbin.
closing off.
I
Who
said,
was
what
that?
you
That was Jaden that
expect?
said that. That was Jaden that said that. I'm just like,
Like,
George Bush, your crimes.
cry.
Your crimes,
I said,
because
oh
No
my
Child Left
god.
Behind was terrible,
I said, oh
obviously.
my. Yeah, these past episodes, now I will say, they've been very I've been enjoying myself. This has been like the mess that I
Girl,
need.
I will
I
say,
will
I've been enjoying it up until movie night. Movie night, I was like,
baby, I said when I tell you when I got on the timeline and I just saw like people was literally like cursing each other out, like I said, oh, I said, Lord, I said, we don't it's another gender war happening.
I had to put my phone down and go get a snack.
I said, dang, I said it's bad out here. I said, my God, we are really like cussing each other out. Like people are like going at it, calling everybody but a child of God. I said, oh,
It's
I said it's
2017
bad.
Twitter all over.
It is, but this is like worse. Like I said, oh,
Yeah.
we're like, this is a
And
front one.
I want to remind people, right? Um, these are humans.
Yeah,
These are actual people, and this
yeah,
is a very strange like simulation
yes,
that they're in.
uh-huh.
And I think we can hold people accountable without like letting our opinions of what's going on
Hmm.
be a definitive judge of character over like the people commenting and the
Hmm.
people on Love Island, right?
Yeah,
Because like we
yeah,
only get a certain, a certain
right,
view.
exactly,
We don't get all the
exactly.
context. At
Yeah,
the same time, there are some opinions where I'm like,
yeah. I think also like. again, that there are probably, it's a lot of people's first time watching this season. Granted, this is only my third season watching, and I
Hmm.
feel like people are just like taking a lot of things to heart. And also, again, y'all, we have to know the internet. People just like, some people just like to be contrarian.
They
Like
do.
people
They
just like to
do.
be contrarian. I feel like we can all have different opinions, but also like, just like, it just be, it just be them dog whistles sometimes.
That parasocial, like I'm really, I think especially for Melanie right now, I like and I haven't seen people going at Melanie like recently, but I do think that because we know the history of mental health and contestants, even like hosts
Mhm.
in regards to the UK version of Love Island, like I really want Melanie to feel like that same um sentiment that she gave Anaya when she was
Mhm.
having that panic attack, because
Yeah.
like mental health is like so important. Like even like I can't even say for both Anaya and Casey, like I want them to take care of themselves in this, because
Yeah.
regardless of like how, because I think they're the main ones where I'm seeing a lot of
It ha-
commentary,
it is.
and
It's
it's going to
like,
be really ugly when both of them get out the villa.
it is, because the way that everybody is like, specifically, and I think that just goes back to, unfortunately, sorry, I'm a wacky again, Peacock, y'all are not giving the black people enough options. So it's like everybody is clinging on
Casting is
to,
terrible, and
to
it's
the
just
black
like
people
they have become avatars for this
for
like
this gender war
digital gender
discourse.
war. And like
Yes.
I hate that, because like that dehumanizes both of them so much, and it just like loses the plot. I don't know. Reality
Yeah.
TV is fun because of like the psychological and like the
Mhm. It's
how
a case study. It's a
it
case study.
is a case study, but it's
Mhm.
just like y'all are making it not fun.
Yeah, like I think we all just need to remember, y'all, like this just a show, like we having fun, but like these are also people, and on top of that, like I said, I think like when they watch themselves or see all this on Twitter and online,
There's gonna
and
be
see
a
the
lot.
clips, yeah,
There's gonna
like
be a lot
every
of growth, I think.
yeah, it is,
Maybe
it
maybe
is.
not Zach and Sincere, but I do think there's gonna be a lot of growth.
Mind you, I'm
Not
not,
Corbin either, actually.
but Corbin, but that's
I
what I'm
have
saying.
less hope for them.
Corbin's content with who he is. He's very content.
He's over
I
there
will.
laughing.
Yeah, he over there
He
laughing.
said, "My voice
K
clear as fuck."
Casey was very disappointed in himself. Okay, he was fine, mind you. That's why when the girls was yelling at him, he be being quiet. He go straight to being quiet because he like, listen. I feel like with Casey was very disappointed in himself.
He was.
I think Sincere needs to be knocked down a couple notches because he just be so confident. He's so confident that Melanie is not gonna be upset with him. But I think, like you said, I think Melanie
He
is
said, "I knew
finally,
Melanie was gonna pick me because I
yeah.
know her and I feel like she knows me."
And I think Melanie's gonna like really sit and let that sink in, and she's gonna be like,
Because
actually,
we still have to see her, and I'm sure her seeing her clips of just like the life being sucked out of her through this whole journey, I think that's going to resonate with her, because
yeah,
I'm not sure that that's something that she like, she's in it, but I don't think she like really has been able to have a retrospect of her
yeah,
journey so far.
yeah.
But yeah, any last words, predictions, anything?
Well, Brandy's winning. Brandy is definitely winning.
Yeah,
Like they're winning.
yeah,
Everybody else, I mean, Carlin and I are definitely. I think they're buzzy. I thought their kiss was very
they'll
cute
probably be in the
last
top
night.
four.
Yeah, I was like, they're gonna be in the top four. Like, I
Yeah.
thought their kiss was really cute and spicy. I said, excuse me. Um, I feel like if Melanie does not leave Sincere, I'ma still say this. I genuinely feel like they are like, they really do like each other, and
They
they are
do.
I think they would last a very long time outside the villa. I'm not even gonna lie.
Unfortunately, it'll be
Like
a lot of breaks.
they really like each other.
They
Like
do.
they really like each
I
other.
think it'll be a lot of on and off.
Yeah. Also, we need to do more dumping. It's too many people in the house. It's too many
Yeah.
people in this villa. It's too many people. Um, this is mess. This is really messy. I can't believe that we are about to be over. Taryn, we have really been like doing this and like, ooh, like I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm
Yeah.
tired. I'm
I'm
tired.
tired too. But sister,
Yeah.
we have movie night on Thursday and a whole nother week where I'm sure that this villa is going to maybe
They
be
go
cut in half
they
because
gonna
these
turn this villa
numbers,
upside down. Like I know production probably be shaking in their
they,
boots. They like, Lord
they're
Jesus,
tired.
they gonna kill each other.
Production is tired. They're tired. I'm tired.
We
But
tired. No more
woo,
gender wars, y'all. Like I'm tired.
like
No more gender
let's
wars.
chill. Let's have a good weekend.
Yes,
Let's
we
have a
about
good
to have a
holiday
good
weekend.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But all right,
sister.
y'all.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. We will see y'all around this time next week. Taryn, take a woosah. I'm gonna go get some
Girl.
water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love you, girl.
Love you. Bye, y'all.
Bye.